Mr. President, David Bernhardt is a well-qualified nominee to serve as our next Deputy Secretary of the Interior. The Department of the Interior is charged with managing our wildlife, our public lands, including our national parks and refuges, our nation's rich natural resources, which are key to American energy independence. And they are charged with the sacred responsibility of protecting the federal government's trust responsibility to Indian tribes. Managing the Department of the Interior is a complex balancing act. We need someone who is able to balance these competing interests, and we need someone who understands the importance of our public lands. David Bernhardt has spent his life balancing competing interests, weighing stewardship of our natural resources and wildlife with the letter of the law. His relationship to our lands and the Western way of life is not second nature, it is first. Mr. Bernhardt was confirmed unanimously by the U.S. Senate in 2006 as Solicitor of the Department. As Solicitor, he proved he was capable of upholding the law, even under difficult situations. You may remember that he wrote the opinion that decided to list the polar bear and drafted a workable rule. And as we know, Secretary Salazar then upheld this rule. As Solicitor, he prioritized establishing a robust ethics team at the Department. That ethics team still exists today. Mr. Bernhardt has proven to have the highest level of integrity and work ethic. For heaven's sakes, he's a Westerner. He's from Rifle, Colorado. And the importance of our public lands and wildlife flows through his veins like a lot of us who live out west. I have confidence that he will be a dedicated servant to our Western way of life, where we love to hunt, to fish, to hike on our public lands. I have confidence in this because I know he loves this way of life as well. And I'm not the only one who has this confidence. Listen to this list of support from groups across our country who support his appointment. The Theodore Roosevelt Conservation Partnership, Ducks Unlimited, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Boone and Crockett Club, and others that many Montanans are members of, including the Mule Deer Foundation, the NRA, and the National Sport Shooting Foundation. Within and while the U.S. Senate confirmed Ryan Zinke as Secretary of the Interior, he became the first Montanan, my friend Ryan Zinke, to serve as on the President's cabinet since our statehood in 1889. It sent a message that the Department of Interior would have our Montana values, our Western values, and you know what? The confirmation of David Bernhardt as Deputy Secretary would make good on that promise. While Montanans and Westerners highly value access to public lands and wildlife, Montanans are also pleading for our land management agencies to be better partners, to work alongside our states, to work alongside our landowners. And Secretary Zinke needs a right-hand man to help ensure we uphold our commitments to Indian nations. Secretary Zinke promised to rebuild trust in our federal land and wildlife management agencies and strengthen this government-to-government relationship with Indian tribes. He needs a deputy in place that can help him implement that vision and restore trust and balance to the Department of Interior for Montanans. My colleagues, it is time. Secretary Zinke has a deputy we can all count on, and I look forward to casting my vote for David Bernhardt.